Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. My name is Rebecca Ravenbird and I am going to be showing you how to make a club website. This video has been highly requested both on the Rebecca Ravenbird channel as well as the Emerald Hunters channel, so let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to show you how to use Wix.com, and Wix is a free website builder where you can build and edit your website, and it's free, meaning that you can publish your website without having to pay money in order to actually publish it and buy the website name. So the reason we're using Wix is because it's really customizable and it's pretty easy to have a lot of control over what kind of pages you make and the design and layout of your website. Having a website is a really great resource for people who are trying to learn more information about your club. It makes your club a lot more searchable online when people are trying to look for a club, and you can put up permanent information about your club. So for example, if you have information about your applications or videos such as your club trailer, you can put those on your website. Today, as you can see with my outfit and horse today, we are actually going to be making a website for this fake club that I created, and let's actually go ahead and get started. So before you even start going on to Wix.com and starting to build your website, you do need a few things ready to go. So the first thing you need is your club name. The fake club that I am going to be making today is called Lavender Hooves, and this is the outfit that I made for it. So the second thing that you need is your club outfit. You need your full outfit as well as your tack already designed, and you need the names of all of the items here. So you need to be able to write down and figure out what items you're going to be using for your tack and gear. The next thing that you're going to need is some club photos. So you'll definitely want to take a few photos. So for example, you want to take a photo of your club horse, and then also getting information about your club gear, your tack and outfit, as well as maybe some photos of your members doing some practices or events together. Now, obviously, this is a fake club and this club doesn't actually exist, so I'm the only person in this club, but I am going to actually edit some photos to make it look like we have some fake members in this fake club, just so you can get an idea of the types of photos you can put on your club website. The next thing that I recommend having for your club is a club theme. So having a club theme can really help you stand out amongst all of the other clubs that exist out there. There's thousands of clubs and you want to make your club stand out. So the particular theme that I chose for this fake club is actually pastel pastries. So as you can see, we have sort of a very light pastel aesthetic. Nobody really uses these colors in the community, so lavender, yellow, gold, and white. So that's why I chose this particular color scheme. And the theme itself, pastel pastries, I really do like baking, and I also really like colorful baking and pastries and things like that. So that's what I'm passionate about, and that's how you should choose your club theme as well. Something you're passionate about and something that's really unique within the community. So again, the theme for this particular club is pastel pastries. So the last thing I recommend having for your club is a club quote. So having a club quote is a really nice little finishing touch for your club. It ties together the theme of your club and what your club does. So the quote that we have for this particular club is baked fresh in the arenas. So I believe that's an original quote. If it's not an original quote and I'm stealing it from somebody, I'm sorry, but that is the quote for this club because, like I said, this is a baking pastry themed club, and we're also a dressage club. So here I am in the arenas. We are baked fresh in the arenas. So once you have figured out your club name, your club outfit, your club photos, your club theme, and your club quote, now we are ready to start setting up our website. So let's head off of Star Stable Online and move to our first website that we're going to use. So whenever we create a website for Wix, we actually need to start by creating an email account for the website. So I personally am most experienced with using gmail.com. So you would want to go to Gmail and create an account, and you're going to go ahead and put in your information here. So for us, we are going to call this Lavender Hooves. and we are going to call our username lavenderhooves@gmail.com. It should show up if it is available, but we are going to put in our password here. We're going to make up a password, and then once we have confirmed it, we will move on to the next step. So here we are at our email address, our email inbox. You don't need to worry about setting up your profile. I did add the club logo here for Lavender Hooves. This is just what I made. Please don't steal it, because even though this is a fake club, it is my artwork. So we are now going to head over to wix.com and we shall get started. Go ahead and click this Get Started button. Now, there's two options for you to actually sign up for an account on Wix. You can create your own Wix account here, or you can continue with Google. We're going to go ahead and continue with Google here, and as you can see, Lavender Hooves does show up. Alright, so here is the deal with getting actually into the website builder here, Wix. I actually had to restart because I messed up big time, and yeah, so it's going to look a little different from when you actually start, but for me, I'm going to have to hit Create New Site. And it's going to ask you some questions about what kind of website you're building. We're going to hit Skip for now. Once again, Skip. And we're going to hit edit a template versus letting Wix kind of do it for you. I think you just have more control if you hit edit a template. Now here, we have a few options here, right? So Wix does give you quite a few templates to start with, and then they have some different types of websites that you can have. I believe what I did was portfolio ? I'm not quite sure which one I used for the Emerald Hunters website. I'll actually go over here and actually show you the website. Overall, this is what we have, right? We have this big kind of landing page, and then we have a brief about section, and then we have this section here. So like I said, it's here somewhere. I don't believe it was a store. It had something to do with one of these, but I think also too, you can hit blank templates right here. You could start more completely from scratch. They give you the layout, but none of the actual pictures that they give you. So I'm going to go ahead and find the original template that I used, and we'll be right back. Okay, so the website template that I used was this one. I believe I had hit business and services, and then it was consulting and coaching. So we're going to edit this one. Okay, so when you first start building your website, this is the overall interface. This is what the screen is going to look like. So on the left-hand side here are all of the different tools that you can use to edit or build or add things to your website. So we're going to go ahead and just click off to the side here, and this is how we can get started. So you can see the resemblance between this first part of the page and the Emerald Hunters landing page here. So the first thing we're going to do, we are, like I said earlier, we're basically just going to copy the Emerald Hunters website. Now, here's the problem. I don't want you guys to like necessarily copy what I'm doing. Please don't copy what I'm doing. I'm just giving you an idea of how we built the Emerald Hunters website, but creating it for a different club. So we are going to get rid of this first text box here, and all you got to do is click it, so that way you're selecting it, and you can hit your delete key or your backspace key. For me, that's what it works. But then you can also right click on it and then hit just delete right here. But we are going to go ahead and edit this text here to say Lavender Hooves. And the way you do that is you're going to just triple click on the text and you'll see this menu come up. But for right now, all you just have to do is type into it, Lavender Hooves. There we go. And we scroll down a bit and we can now edit this. Do the same thing, triple click and then edit your quote here. So baked fresh in the arenas. So the next thing we're going to do, you can actually kind of see it right here, is we're going to change the background because this rock climbing guy has nothing to do with your Star Stable Club. So we will change strip background by clicking anywhere, click that, and then we go over here to image. Then we go up here to upload media, upload from computer, and then you're going to just search your documents, most recent documents or whatever, in order to get your picture that you want. I believe it's that one. Yeah, so I can see it down here. It's loading at this point. And like I said, Wix does take a while. Okay, so let's just go ahead and hit change background and see how this looks so far. All right, so let's close out of this. So you notice that part of this horse is cut off here, and there's a lot of open space right here. The horses are not really centered that well, and we're going to go ahead and change that. In addition, the picture itself is very, very bright, and it's very saturated, which makes it very hard to see the text that we have here. So we're going to make a couple of adjustments. So the first thing we need to do is center these horses. So we go to change strip background. And then, not settings, sorry. We go to image. We're going to click on this, and this menu is going to pop up to crop and adjust. So when we crop and adjust it, you're going to just have to experiment with what exactly the size you're going to need. Because if we actually go back this way, we're going to hit this preview button to see what the website is going to look like when we actually publish it. So as you can see, the horses are kind of off to the left-hand side here, and it doesn't look quite centered. It could be more centered. So let's go back to editor. And we'll go ahead and change the image here by cropping it in. So again, this is something you're going to have to play around with. I do recommend having the crop ratio be 16:9 because if you do like a free ratio, it can be a little harder to control. So we're going to zoom in a little bit on the image here. Okay, we're going to crop it into the left there and then move it over like that. Let's go ahead and save this for now, and we shall see if it works. When you save it, it's automatically going to re-upload the photo, and it's going to automatically select it. Therefore, you just hit change background. Okay, so that looks a lot better. Let's go ahead and preview so far. And yeah, so all of our horses are more centered in the image here, and when we scroll down, we can see all of them are nice and centered. Now, as you can see, we still have the issue of the horses being too bright and making the text hard to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to change strip background, and we're going to go to settings this time. And we're going to hit image opacity. So as you can see, the image is starting to fade a little bit, and it's a lot easier to see the black text. So around 50 to 60% opacity is what I recommend. And then we want to take a look at something else. So I don't know if you can see this very well, but it is actually a little bit greenish in the background, and that is because we still have this page background here. So we're going to hit change page background. We are going to hit color and then change it to white. So once we exit out of here and we move this, we move this back up a little bit, you can see that it doesn't have that green sort of appearance in the background now. When we preview it, it looks a lot better, right? Let's go back to editor. Now, for the Emerald Hunters website, we do have a join button right here, so we are going to go ahead and change that for us. So when you have this button here, all you need to do is click on it and hit change text, and we're going to call it join. Additionally, we can change this to start matching with our color scheme. So we click on the button again and hit design, hit customize design, and then hit fill color and opacity. So for the fill color, if we want to change it to a purple color, which is what we want to do, we're going to hit add like this, and then use the slider bars to hit the appropriate colors that you want. So I think let's go for a little bit of a medium purple there, hit apply, and then exit out of these, and there is your join button. Now, if we preview it again, one thing I want to actually change is to make sure the text is a little bit lower down. So that way, as you come into this landing page first, the first thing you see is the horses. Now, with this particular picture, it's a little different because the horses are off to the side, but I am going to lower the text So all you really need to do is just click and drag each element, and you see this little pink line that is showing up. That is what's going to help you center all of your text and all of your elements. So you want to make sure everything is nice and centered, so that way it doesn't look awkwardly balanced on the page. And there we go. So let's go ahead and preview this. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So we have Lavender Hooves baked fresh in the arenas, and then we move on to the next thing. So let's go back to editor. For right now, we're just going to leave this as is. We will do some final adjustments later on, but I do think I will go ahead and make this bold for right now, just so you can see that a little better. There we go. All right, so the next thing we need to talk about is this about section. So let's talk about Lavender Hooves rather than talking about me. And then we'll stretch the text here because the R is on a different line. There we go, make that fit. Let's write a brief paragraph about your club here, so that way people, when they join your website for the first time or land on this page for the first time, they can actually understand a little bit more about your club. Okay, I have no idea why it took me that long to write just this one little paragraph. I honestly didn't really prepare that much in terms of this club. I really only prepared like the photos and stuff. So when it comes to actually creating your website, you want to have your club like fully prepared as much as possible. So that way when you're doing your website, you're not stuck here writing information that sounds weird. So we are going to just get rid of some of these things here. So that little line that we had there, you can keep this or not. It's up to you. Emerald Hunters doesn't have it, but if you're going to have it, you can just do the same thing as what you did up here for this purple button. We are going to go ahead and change this picture right here with this random dude. So you're going to click on it and you're going to hit change column background. Then hit image again. This time for right now, since we don't have a lot of pictures of Lavender Hooves, we're going to look for just a random picture here. So let's hit baking in the search bar up in the top. And Wix will give you some images to use. So let's, I think I really like this one, this rainbow cake, or something else. Ooh, yeah, they have a lot of really cool pictures here for this particular search term that I used. For right now, I think I will go ahead and use this rainbow cake. Change background. And there you go. It automatically loads into the background there. So at this point, we're going to move on to the next section. So the next section is a place where you can put your mission statement if you have one, and your club trailer. So the club trailer, I think, is really a really nice thing to have on your website. That way you can get some visual information about the club before you start moving on to any of these other pages up here, and that's the next topic, actually. So for right now, we are going to go ahead and delete this entire thing. And we'll just change it to Lavender Hooves official trailer. All right, make sure you are spelling correctly. And we'll go ahead and stretch this out to right about there. I want to center align this, so I just triple click on it and this menu comes up, and then we hit center alignment. And now we're going to move this to the center of the page as well. There we go. Let's get rid of this line as well. And the thing that we're going to add is a video. So we're inserting a video clip here. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to hit this plus button on the left. We have a whole ton of items here that you can add. So we're going to hit video and music. Hit this little YouTube icon right there. And it's going to add a video player. So for right now, if you have a club trailer already filmed, awesome. If not, if you have some sort of video related to your club, you can put that in as well. For right now, we're just going to use the Emerald Hunters trailer just so we can have something here. So hit change video and then search videos. And then it's kind of like searching on YouTube. So we're going to hit Emerald Hunters for now. Obviously, with your club, you're not going to use the Emerald Hunters trailer, but let's go ahead and click that for right now. And there we go. We have our video added here. So the final thing, we'll just go ahead and get rid of this More Services button, is we are going to edit this section here because obviously your club doesn't have an address or phone number or anything like that. So what I recommend is putting your club's social medias if you have any, right? So you can put either buttons or messages here. So we're going to put Instagram is at Lavender. Hooves, SSO, something like that. Let's pretend we have a TikTok or something like that, and that is the same thing. Lavender Hooves, SSO. If you want, also too, you can put your email address. So if you have an email for this club, you can put lavenderhooves@gmail.com. There we go. So just putting some extra contact information here, but you can take the social bar and actually set your social links. So for example, if your club doesn't have a Twitter, you can go ahead and just remove that link. If you don't have a Facebook, go ahead and delete that. But we can edit the link here. So let's actually go ahead and grab the Instagram link for Emerald Hunters, and we'll just copy and paste this for now, just so we can have a link. So the way you enter that link is hitting this link button right here, and we will go ahead and copy and paste it there. So you can let it open in a new window. Make sure it is on web address. It should default to this, but hit done. As for YouTube, I think we'll go ahead and just once again borrow from Emerald Hunters, and we're going to click the website here, copy link address. Once again, use that editing part there and hit done. And there you go. Also too, if you have Discord, Emerald Hunters does have a Discord. You can put your Discord in here as well. I do recommend changing this, and what Emerald Hunters does is we let people know when we've last updated our website. Let's see, website created by Rebecca Ravenbird. Site last updated May 20th, 2022. Okay. So this is something you can leave here. We do allow people to contact us on our website, and here is the button for that. But I think I want to recommend that we actually change the footer design here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Customize design, fill color and opacity. Let's change this to this sort of purple color that we had earlier. There we go. And let's set the center background. This is kind of interesting. So it will change this background here, but then we go to center background, and now it's going to change that. There we go. We can change this now because the green looks kind of weird here in terms of the submission boxes. So we'll just click on this Wix Forms thing and hit design. Customize design again. The input fields, this is the actual boxes themselves. Let's change this to white. And there we go. We'll go ahead and exit that. And I think we're pretty much done with the homepage here. Right, so pretty easy. The one final thing on the homepage that we're going to address is just this little chat box. We don't really use that, so all you need to do is just click on it and delete it. Very nice. So the next thing we're going to work on is these pages up here. So when you go to the Emerald Hunters website, you'll see all of these different tabs up here, as well as this bar up here for that. So we are just going to get rid of these two text items here. And if we actually preview the website, you notice that this bar is kind of big. We actually want to make that a little bit smaller just so it's not as distracting, I guess. Okay, make that a little smaller. Let's preview it just to make sure it still works. Okay, good. We are going to click on this now, and we're going to hit design. So we're first going to talk about the design of it before we start editing the actual pages. So I think when we did the Hunters website, we did something like maybe something like this or this one here. So let's just click that and we'll hit Customize Design. Now, this is something that's a little tricky when I did the Hunters website. So fill color and opacity. This is talking about like that part. Okay, so the color that you actually use to have on the background of it. What I recommend actually before you even do that is just, changing the header design. Customize design, fill color, and opacity. So it's a lot of the same processes over and over again. So I think what we'll do is we will turn this into this purple color that we've been using this entire time. And now we can go ahead and change all of this stuff here. So I think also too, if we hit header design, I think we need to go back to that. Center background. Yep, center background is the same color. See, now you can tell that this item right here, the menu, is a different item. So once again, go to design, customize design, fill color and opacity, and we will continue to use this purple here for now. And then we'll talk about the actual clicking on it and how that works. So when you hover over it, this is the color that it's going to turn into, right? So for Emerald Hunters, we don't really have that. If you can see, the text is black, but when you hover over it, it turns greenish. So you could do that here as well. So we are actually going to change this to a lighter purple. Let's see if we can get not like that. Yeah, lighter purple like that, I think looks nice. Let's apply that. And then when you click on it, you can turn that to perhaps a gold color or white. So let's see if we can actually change it to sort of a gold color because we do have gold as part of our club here. Yeah, I think something like that looks okay. Just to stand out a little bit, right? Because although we have a lot of purple here, we still want to meet with our gold theme color as well. Let's talk about the text. So text-wise, let's turn it to a very dark black so it's just a little easier to see. And I don't believe we can do anything. Oh, okay, so we can change this to being bold. There you go. You can see that a lot better now. And let's see if we could change this to maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think I like a size 20 here. That looks fine. Let's just keep it at Helvetica Light. I don't really mind that. And yeah, I think that is good there. Let's go ahead and hit save for now. Always make sure you're saving your website. And let's see, we're going to hit edit. And we're going to call this Lavender Hooves. Now, one thing that's really important, the reason why we had you make a very specific Gmail account for your club is because whenever you do that, it's going to input the name of your email address right here. So if you put Rebecca Ravenbird as your email for this Wix account, it's going to say Rebecca Ravenbird at wixsite.com/lavenderhooves. And that's kind of strange. You want to be able to look up Lavender Hooves, not Rebecca Ravenbird. So we'll just go ahead and click that. Click done, and it should save it. So let's preview this for a moment. Yeah, that looks pretty good color-wise. And then we go over here. Let's just click this for a second and see how that goes. Yeah, it stands out quite a bit, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for. We want it to really stand out with our club. So we go back to the editor. All right, now let's talk about this part here. So the first thing, we definitely need to center it on the header. There we go. Let's just see that. Okay, so that does look good. Okay, I think that's good here for now in terms of getting all of this. But the next thing that we need to talk about is actually changing the names of these pages because with the Hunters, obviously these are customized to about your club and how to join your club and competition history. So the way that we're going to do that is there's two methods. You can hit manage menu right here, or you can click on this button right here that says menu and pages. And this is how you can edit all of this stuff. Now, if we take a moment to look at this, This is your home page, but when you go to this first tab here for the About section, it's going to bring you down here, which is kind of strange. I don't know why Wix does that, where they don't just automatically give you a home page. So the way that you make this, and also too, the home page does exist, it just is not visible. So the way you make it visible is by clicking on these three dots right here and hitting Show. Okay, so if we go over here, now you can see that it says Home over here. So we have our Home button. And then as for our About page, right, it's going to scroll you down here. And then when we go to Services, then it's going to scroll you over to this next part. So let's go ahead and start by just naming all of these different tabs something different. So we will keep this About section, but then let's call this one Join. So in order to rename it, there's two ways you can do it. You can just double click here or hit done, and then you can also hit these three buttons, these three dots right here, and hit rename. So we are going to call this Join. Okay. As for the plans section, I think we'll go ahead and talk about, we'll have maybe a competition history here. But if your club is kind of newish and you haven't done any competitions, you can just have that here and hit under construction. So competition history, done. And then the next tab I recommend is having a gallery. So having a gallery shows off some pictures of your club and the things that you do. So there is our gallery. Now, there are some other pages here that I do not want. So all we need to do is just click, whoops, we're going to click delete. And we're deleting it as a page. Yep, delete page and app in this case. And same thing here with the feed. We'll go ahead and delete that. And finally, deleting the More About Me. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here at this point. Yep, so we have Home, About, Join, Competition History, and we notice how it says More here. We can actually go ahead and stretch this out until it says Gallery. And yeah, let's go ahead and change this Home and About section just so that they're all capitalized like all the rest of them. So we have Home and About. Oops, it didn't like that. Ah, why is it not letting me? Rename. There we go. All right. So all of our pages have been renamed at this point. We're going to go ahead and just move this login bar really quickly so it's all centered here. There we go. All right, so we have our basic setup for our tabs up here. The one thing we are going to change is the About section. So you noticed earlier that if we hit the About tab, it's going to bring me down here. And I don't really want that. I want an actual separate page to open up, like it does here. So the way that we're going to do that, we're going to hit menus and pages. For this About section, I know we kind of have it already up there, but we're going to hit add a page and call it a blank page. And this page is now, this one is going to actually be the About page. Okay, so if we go up here, boom, this is our blank page for the About section. So at this point, you can actually get rid of this one. So you notice how there's a little anchor right here. This is the symbol for when you want the page to scroll down. We are going to hit delete on that. And this should be correct now. So let's go ahead and preview. Okay, so here we are on the home page. If we go to About, yes, perfect. It brings us to this blank page. As for this Join page, this is something we still have to edit. Same with the competition history, as well as the gallery. Okay, so let's see. Also, one other thing, if you end up on a different page and then go back to the editor, it will bring you back to whatever page you were previously on. So let's go to the home page, and we're going to go basically down the list. Go back to editor. Okay, so let's talk about this About page. So the nice thing about this About page is that it has a blank white background. However, if we look at the page, this one, this Join page, First of all, it's going to have all of this extra stuff, but the background itself is just not going to be the color that we want. So let's just go ahead and change it all to white. And we're going to change all of these pages to white. So that way it matches with our pages here. Okay, also too, we can delete all of these in a moment, but you notice that it says booking pages here. So you want to go back to site menu, and this is what's going to come back up. So let's go to the competition history. Same thing here. We're going to hit change page background, color, white, exit out of that, and double check that it's all white. And we'll go finally to gallery. Let's see, change page background, change strip background, or change strip background, doesn't matter either way. Color, changing that to white. All right, cool. So we are in the process of getting our website to look really nice and cohesive here. So let's go back to that join page we saw a moment ago. That was the, actually no, we're going to go to the about section. So site menu, about. All right, so like I said, this page is blank. Now, in order for you to get some amount of text on your screen, you're just going to use the same editor. So you have this add button right here. We're going to hit text, and we're going to start with just like the title. So we shall start with talking about Lavender Hooves. Now, obviously, this looks terrible, right? We don't want our text looking like that. So all you have to do is just take these handles and move them to the side until it looks the way that you want. The one weird thing you got to be really careful of is this footer. So there we go. Yeah. So we're going to adjust the text size here. Let's see what 50 looks like. Yeah, about a size 50, I'll go with that. Edit text, once again, we're going to center align this. And I think I want to try to get Lavender Hooves. Yeah, there we go. All on one line, like that. So let's bring it down to 30. Nah, let's bring it up to 40. There we go. Nice and big. So, there we go. We have our about section. This is just the title. But now if we want to add a text paragraph, go ahead into the text here. And let's just pick the first one for now, just so it's nice and easy to read. And then you can start talking about your club. So Lavender Hooves was founded on May 20th, 2022 by Ravenbird. We are on the server Meringue Cloud. All right, cool. So for your club, you can talk about any of these topics that you would like, but do be sure that it's very specific to your club. Please do not copy anything that Emerald Hunters has. But then in terms of if you want to do the same thing like adding links and videos, you already learned how to insert videos, but let's talk about inserting links by using text. So we're going to move this over here for right now, and you can align it about there with this text here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to copy this. So just click on this and hit Control C, and then click somewhere else and hit Control V to copy it. There we go. And we're going to put a YouTube link and an Instagram link like that. But obviously, if we just preview it right now, I'm not going to be able to click on this. So this is what we're focusing on right now. So we're going to hit edit text. You're going to select on the text that you want a specific link to, and then hit this button right here, link. And you can have it go to a different page or a web address. So let's see. I think the last thing, yeah, let's go ahead and put our YouTube link in here. Actually, I'd hit Instagram, whatever. So then hit done. And now it's going to underline it and make it easy to click on. Boom. So we clicked over to the Instagram page. Okay, so that's fine. So you basically learned how to insert some links right there. Let's go back to editor. And that's about it in terms of this about section. Again, be sure to fill out the page as much as you need to for your specific club. But we are going to move on to the next section, which is talking about the join page. So we'll hit join. Now, here's something that Wix does. Wix will give you some amount of tools based on whatever website you happen to choose. So you're just going to click on it and hit delete. It's going to tell you how to delete all this stuff. So it says to delete Wix bookings, this app, you need to delete the full page from your site. So unfortunately, you're going to have to delete this page and remake it. So that's something that we did earlier with the about section. So we need to actually delete this page, delete page and app, and then re-add it. So blank page. And we're going to call this new one. Where's the rename? Join. Okay, you notice though that the join section is now the second one here, but the about was over here. So these two tabs kind of switch places. The way that you fix that is just by clicking and dragging on this little gridded dot thing on the left-hand side and just move it up like that and see the order changes. Okay, so now go back to the join page, and we probably have to delete this competition page too, but for the join page, same idea. Let's talk about the join page for Emerald Hunters. And this will give you some information about the club requirements and some frequently asked questions, as well as a link button here to apply. So let's go ahead and get a general idea. Let's add some text, title, add heading 1. How to join Lavender Hooves. Once again, just fix the sizing. I believe we changed it to be size 40 on the other page, so we'll go ahead and do that. Size 40. All right, cool. So now, sometimes Wix is a little bit finicky with how you move stuff around, so just be aware of that. I think what I'll go ahead and do is actually do this. How to join Lavender Hooves on 2 lines, and then center it like that. There we go. Put that in the middle, and we're going to add another text box to talk about the requirements. So let's see, we'll do requirement level 18 and up, something like that. You need to have Palomino Lusitano. And third requirement is, I don't know, you must have Discord. A lot of clubs will have Discord and stuff like that, but in terms of like whatever your club is doing, be sure to put those specific requirements. These are Emerald Hunters requirements. Right now I'm just faking it to get the idea of it. But if you want to add like little title, extra title sections like this, all you need to do is just hit the text like that. Or no, sorry, you need to hit add. Then you hit text, and you can hit add heading number 2, and this is going to automatically make it smaller. And then you can change the font that you use. So I think for the font, we can change this to, Marmalade, whatever it's called. There you go. Let's change this to club requirements. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Oops, exit out of that. And there we go. So 3 random requirements, and then you can make another section for FAQs. So let's copy and paste that. So frequently asked questions. Change that. Now you notice that I'm like running out of room on this page to make this page look bigger. So the way that you do that is I like clicking down here on this purple part, actually right there, so that way this doesn't get in the way. And then you're going to click this, adjust page height. And there you go, you've just expanded your page. So in terms of frequently asked questions, you can go ahead and copy and paste that text box down here again. So we can say something like who owns Lavender Hooves? Whoops. There we go. And Rebecca Ravenbird is the owner. And then what is the club horse? Palomino Lusitano from, I believe that's in Jarlaheim. No, Paddock Island. Something like that. And then third question is Discord required for Lavender Hooves? Yes, Discord is required. You are not required to talk in calls. Okay, something like that. Just so you can get an idea of how to fill in some of your text here. And then, in terms of adding a button like this to actually apply, right now the applications are closed, but all you need to do to add a button, first of all, we're going to expand this page a little bit more so we can add space for that button. I believe what you can do is hit this add button here and then hit button. Let's go ahead and use the ones that we have been using this entire time. So this basic black one. Change text and icon. So we can say click to apply. Something like that. Let's extend the button a little bit so you can actually see the entire word. Hit design. Customize design. So we have background and fills this time. So it's pretty much the same thing as what we've been using. So we'll go ahead and click the purple, or we can turn it yellow. Let's turn it yellow because we haven't had any yellow buttons yet. In terms of the text itself, the white text is a little hard to see, so let's change that to be black. Let's see if I can actually find it. Where can I change the color here? Oh, so text color. There we go. And let's make it bold as well. There we go, so we can see that. And there you go. That is your button to apply. Now, if we just leave it the way it is, it's not going to, if I click on it, it's not going to do anything. So we do need to insert a link into this button. So in order to add a link, we're going to make sure it hits new window and then hit web address. For right now, we're just going to continue to use the old Instagram link here. I don't know why it's not working. Let's actually just copy and paste this one. I think that should work. Yeah, there we go. All right, so it's a Google form. All right, so you want to set up your application ahead of time if you have a Google form application, but now it's going to open up here. Okay, so it's going to actually open up to do something. All right. So we have basically finished the join page, and the next thing we're going to talk about is the gallery. So the gallery for Emerald Hunters on the website basically is a little bit of a lazy approach, but it works because then we don't have to worry about manually uploading these photos to our website here. So the way that we do that is we basically have our Instagram feed like importing itself automatically here. So what you're going to do is hit add image and then go to social images and then hit my Instagram. And then you're going to hit connect Instagram. So then you would just connect, if you have an Instagram account for your club, you would put in like @Lavender Hooves and then put in your password and whatever it is. And then once you've done that, it should automatically start importing your photos from your Instagram. So as you notice, if we go to our actual Instagram, we have these posts here and then they come into the website right here. Okay, so obviously the Lavender Hooves Instagram does not exist, so we are just going to, we're just going to add a random picture here so that way we can have something. So my uploads this time, if you want to manually upload photos, this is what you would do. It's literally the exact same thing as what you've been doing before. Add to page, and there you go. All right, so that's our first picture for Lavender Hooves. Let's go ahead and hit save. So do make sure again that you're saving your progress. And like I said, we need to fix the competition history. So the competition history, it's the same thing as the other time where it has all of this business type stuff. And if we try to delete it, it's going to ask me to delete this entire page. So let's actually just add the page before we delete it. That way we can just still have it here. Let's call it competition competition history. Done. And now we can delete this one. Alright, so if we preview this, this competition history should now be blank. Good. Let's take a look at our other pages here. So we have our gallery. That looks pretty nice. Join. Yep, here's our information about joining. Here's some information about our club. And yeah, let's go back to the home page. And let's talk about, I think, one other thing before we end this video. So if we look at the Emerald Hunters website, we have one of these tabs with a drop-down menu. So this drop-down menu has other tabs here called Members, Outfit and Tax, Schedule, and FAQs. And if we click on that, that brings us to a different page within the actual main page here. So the way that we do that is we go to menus and pages. Let's say we want to have an about section and we want to make it like Emerald Hunters. So we have members, outfit and tack, and schedule and FAQs. So what we need to do is add a page. I'm going to hit blank page. And this new page, we are going to call this, let's see, what do we call it on the Hunters website? Oh yeah, let's call it outfit and tack. So let's rename it outfit and tack. Hit done. Now you notice that this outfit and tack is like a main page here. So we don't want that. We want to turn this into a sub page. So all you need to do is hit these three dots right here and hit sub page. But before you do that, actually, you need to move it below the about section. There we go. Because if you don't do that, it's going to become a subpage for the home section. So now you see it does this little thread thing. And when we go preview it, now you see the about section is back. And then we go to outfit and tack. Now that is blank for right now. But let's make two more pages. So we can actually use this page as the template for other pages. So we can just hit duplicate. And as you can see, now it's another subpage for the About section. So let's add more FAQs. FAQs, whoops, not FAQs, FAQs, and done. And let's maybe make a members one. Duplicate. And we'll call this one Meet the Members. Oh, you know what? How about Meet the Macarons? Haha. So I just came up with that one. Meet the Macarons. All right. So let's go ahead and preview that, see how it looks. So here we are on the About page. That is blank, but now you can see that this drops down like this. Outfit and tack, Meet the Macarons, FAQ, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's add some stuff here just so we can differentiate each of these pages. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll come back and preview the entire website. Alright, so at this point, I think I am done creating the website. Let's go ahead and preview all of the pages here just to double check that we have gotten everything. So let's go to the home page first. We're going to go through all of the pages just to double check that we've gotten everything. So let's see, we have our home page, Lavender Hooves. I don't know if this has, oh, okay, so we do need to fix this to make sure it links somewhere. We have talking about the club Lavender Hooves with a nice picture here. Let's see. Ooh, I think we do need to get rid of that as well. Lavender Hooves official trailer and some contact information. Let's go to the About section just by itself. Lavender Hooves, some basic information about Lavender Hooves. Now let's go to Outfit and Tack. Okay, so we have information here. Obviously, you need to fill this in for yourself, but I didn't really get a chance to look this up in full, so I didn't put anything there. But again, you want to be sure to put a picture of your outfit and tack and label everything. Let's go to FAQs. Okay, so we got some information there. Meet the macarons. I think that was really creative. The Meet the Macarons as a club rank. That's really cool. So I just duplicated myself here and just called myself Johnny Appleseed or whatever. So these are just the ranks here, just some fun ranks that you can make. The join page. Let's see. So information about how to join, frequently asked questions. Okay, click to apply and that opens up. Good. Competition history, yes, so we didn't put anything here yet, but let's go to the gallery, and I did put this main picture here, just to have something here. Alright, so, I mean, honestly, at this point, your website is basically done. I do really recommend you don't just leave it at this, you really go back and look at the creative aspects of it, and maybe change the fonts, maybe change the colors around, maybe add some borders and fun elements to your pictures and things like that, just so that it gives more cohesion to your club and it brings all of the elements of your club together. But you have the basic information here and ready to go. That's really the most important thing about making your website, is making sure that all of the information is here to start with, and then you can think about decorating it and making it look nice. So let's do some final touch-ups here and then we will be done. One other thing, before you actually publish your website, before you even proof it, I recommend getting rid of the login bar. Emerald Hunters has this just because we need the Emerald Hunters to be here on this part of the website. But if you're not gonna require people to sign up for your website, then you can just delete this, right? So in order to delete that, all you just do is hit delete and it's gone, right? So we're gonna hit save again. Yep, and then I already started making the changes that we had here, right? Getting rid of this button here, making sure this button works. But yeah, overall, I think we're ready to publish. So all that we need to do now is hit this button right here that says publish. And it says, congratulations, your site is now published and live online. So all you need to do at this point is hit done. And you can edit the website to look good on a mobile device, but for right now, I do recommend editing your website on a computer device and making it for computer devices, just because it's a lot easier to see a website on a computer. So that's what I recommend starting with, and then you can always edit the mobile site later. But let's go ahead. We're gonna, oops, not do that. We are going to view our site. And as you can see, it says Lavender Hooves at wixsite.com/lavenderhooves. And yeah, this is what the website now looks like when you start scrolling through all of the pages here. So I think we have a nice color scheme here. We have all of our pages that work really nicely and they scroll in certain ways. Outfit and tack, FAQ, and oops, meet the macarons. Our join page. Competition history, if you have any, you just put some videos here and some scores maybe, and then your gallery. Alright everybody, so I think this is it for the website creation tutorial. I really hope this helps you guys. As a final reminder, please do not copy everything exactly as we have it, just because one, this is a fake club, and also two, I really encourage you to experiment and play with making this website for yourself, and really making it unique and totally different than any other clubs that you've ever seen. So again, please try not to copy us. This is just an example. And this was copying my own website here, so that way I have no issue with copying my own website. So again, really try to treat your website as something really unique. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a comment down below of what you learned about creating a website. And thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody!